Free Comic Book Day is coming up this Saturday, and we know that you guys are very excited for that, and we are too. But today we are going to give you a preview of not only what is coming up on Pals Pools, but we are going to talk about the books that are coming up this week, including some of our Free Comic Book Day biggest wants. So we've got a lot to talk about this week. While the main books that are dropping might not be that plentiful, the books we have on tap for Pals Pools, coupled with Free Comic Book Day, makes this a pretty big week. So let's waste no time getting right into things and let you know what we're going to be reviewing this Thursday at 6 p.m. on Pals Pools. We have Ultimate Spider-Man number 16 leading the charge, Fantastic Four number 31, Lost Fantasy number 1, Detective Comics Annual 2025, and the Power Company Recharge number 1. What do you think will be your pick of the week, Cale?
I think I'm I think I'm leaning toward Detective Comics. I haven't been on board of this book, but Al Ewing is on what's he he's the top listed creator on this book. So um I gotta see what Al Ewing is gonna do.
Well, this is his first turn with Batman, I believe. So,
Yeah.
I mean, even his first turn at DC mainline. No Metamorpho's there, but even that kind of just feels like its own
Al
little
Ewing
thing.
verse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm with you, Cal. For me, it's Tech Comics as well. I think Al Ewing is a great idea at a detective book. I want to see what he can do there. You know, he dealt with some
Yeah.
detective-y stuff in, what was it? I forget the name of the book. But I'm excited for that. And also, John McCrae, great artist, who I haven't seen in a long time. So seeing him back at DC is going to be exciting.
yeah, I'm pretty excited for that one, but I think I'm gonna lean towards Fantastic Four. Actually, this book really has not let me down thus far, and I'm very excited to see how they're gonna continue to follow up on what's happening in One World Under Doom. I mean, my goodness, we have Ben Grimm has been depowered. So
Hmm.
that's a pretty big deal. And this issue is going to deal with some of that stuff. Um, yeah, I put my faith in Ryan North, and he's being joined this time around by Corey Smith on art. So I expect good things.
Corey Smith is a solid hand. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, 100%. Not as big, like certainly not as big a week as we just had. This is very much a fifth week, coupled with the fact that it's a free comic book day week, which they typically tend to go lighter on the weekly offerings,
Mm.
but still some solid comics. There is one more book, though, that will make the podcast, and that's the one that you guys will choose based on the poll. You can go to our channel under the post tab. We have a poll up for you right now, and I have to say it is a landslide. We have Hell Hunters number 5 bringing up the rear at 10% of the vote. We're taking everyone down with us number 2, which is one of my favorite books right now. It's only the second issue coming out, but that first one was such a banger. That's got 21% of the vote. Godzilla vs. Spider-Man number 1. We haven't read any of these Godzilla versus books yet. So if this did win, it would be the first time we would be exploring it. It's got 22%. And then World's Finest Annual number 2025, winning in a landslide, 47% of the vote. This is part of the We Are Yesterday event. So that makes a lot of sense.
Also World's Finest, which is
Yeah.
pretty much wins every time on the poll.
Yeah.
And you look at that cover, that's the original Legion of Doom right there. Sorely missing Factor post the AllIn special.
Factor?
In the sense that like we haven't really seen the supervillain team
Right.
around.
Truthfully, I thought you were saying there was a character named Factor that was missing.
Yeah, it was a Dan Didio creation. He showed up in issue 2 of Damage.
That could be true.
I could have made that up. Yeah.
So make sure you cast your vote. We've already got a very nice amount of votes, but we need more because every single week we should be trying to eclipse the last week. So if you haven't voted yet, get your vote on. What we're going to do now is turn things over to leagueofcomicgeeks.com so that we can talk to you guys about everything else that's coming out this week. And there are some pretty interesting books that are dropping. I'm going to kick things off, if I may, with Batman: The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween, #7. This is one of the books that I have caught up with recently, and I can't sing its praises enough. I think that Jeff Loeb is doing much better work here than he is in Batman Hush 2. Um, and we've had a rotating cast of superstar artists in every single issue, which has made this a very interesting book to read every month because you're going to get a different artist. So this time around, it's Dave Johnson on art with Dave Stewart on the colors. Love, love, love Dave Stewart. This should be as good as the rest have been. I'm loving the mystery of this so far, and it is another tour of Batman's mythos and world. So it's been great.
I love Dave Johnson. And I think it's rare that I see him on interiors, really. Like, in my eyes, it's like Dave Johnson's a cover guy.
What do you know him from?
Every cut, like, he does, like, these real stylized, almost like, Batman's got a real thick jaw on him. I'm trying to think of interiors that Dave Johnson has done, and nothing's jumping to mind. I'm going to look him up right now
So this person on the League of Comics Geeks page says that this is his first full-length book in 21 years.
100 Bullets, I guess, was his only other one.
Wow.
So it's been a while. Yeah, he's really a cover guy.
Oh, wow.
He did the ones I think about are like Fury. I think he did Fury Max covers for a bit. He does variants all over the place. He did Deadpool covers during Daniel Way's run, I believe. That Deadpool like 500 with like the pinup lady Deadpool on. It's you look at his art and you're like, oh yeah, I've seen that guy's art somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, according to that same comment that Cale referenced, his last interior work, full length interior work, was Superman Red Sun in 2003.
Wow. And still
So that's
prolific, just not in terms of interior work. So
and frankly, the reason he's descending to do interiors probably is because this is a Tim Sale celebration.
that's
So
awesome. Yeah, that's man. I gotta catch up on this. Man,
really
it's
good.
so wild how good the non-main continuity Batman books are. You know what I mean? Like I like Detective and I like Batman and Robin, but like the Hush 2 ain't really lighting me on fire. Dark Patterns and apparently Long Halloween are where to go for that.
Yeah.
I wanted to shout out right next to it on this list here, NYX Nyx #10. This is the final issue of this run. And this is by the creative team of Jackson Lansing, Colin Kelly writing it. Little writing duo there with art by Francesco Motorino and letters by Joe Sabino. This is our current version of whatever the Young X-Men team is at the time. This is Miss Marvel on a they're not even really a team, but it's more like I wouldn't call the friends and girls a team. I wouldn't call Ross, Rachel, and all of them like they're more of just young people living in the city and hijinks and story ensues. And it's got a null. This is where Sync wound up. So great to see Sync again because Laura's in this book as well. So they're kind of tackling that weird dynamic in it. I think it's great. I'm kind of bummed that this is ending, but they're writing these guys, Kelly and Lansing, are writing that Miss Marvel event that's coming up where she travels to integral parts of mutant lore. We'll see what spins out of that because there's probably going to be a Miss Marvel in an X-Men book at some point after that. But I actually really like the way these guys have a voice for her and the other mutants. So I'm a bit bummed that this New York Mutants team is ending with this.
Yeah. It's interesting that this one is ending and Exceptional's continuing on when NYX has uh not necessarily the stronger creative team. Your mileage may vary on that part, but certainly the more well-known creative team. And I think probably better known characters because uh, Exceptional's dealing with new characters primarily.
Yeah, and I think it helped that Exceptional was marketed as the third one in the trilogy with X-Men and Uncanny. So
Yeah.
I think that definitely helped them. But I agree. Like this is the ragtag book that could, but now it can't. So
Funny enough, right next to that is the free comic book day Amazing Spider-Man Ultimate Universe #1. And I think that is where we're gonna see some of the crossover and the fallout with Miles Morales and the Ultimate Universe stuff. And we get to see whether he decides he wants to go or if he's taken or whatever the deal is. I'm excited to see where that goes.
I love the cover, the Patrick Gleason artwork, beautiful stuff. And then also, we've been teased with Miles Morales doing something with the Ultimate Universe since the maker initially created it and offered Miles an opportunity to jump in. And so,
Yep.
what we know about this book is that Miles's sister, his baby sister, gets the card that he was given by the maker and accidentally finds herself in the Ultimate Universe, and Miles has to jump through the fray to save her. So,
Okay.
let's see what happens.
How silly.
and by the way, Free Comic Book Day is these are books that are going to be on the stands Saturday, and so we will not be able to review or comment on them because we just won't have them. But you can rest assured that we will be getting them, in our own ways, and we highly recommend that you make it to your shop on Saturday to pick up your Free Comic Book Day books because they're free and they're often very interesting. Especially like if you're a Big Two person, these will give you roadmaps into the future. But if you're not, there are a lot of great offerings from not the Big Two. So patronize your LCS this Saturday. Get your free books, but if you can spare any extra funds, pick up something that maybe you've been waiting for, maybe that omnibus, maybe that trade, whatever it is. If you can show some support to your LCS, that would be amazing.
Okay, next up, I'm an issue behind, so I don't know the context. But the question all along the Watchtower #6, this is the finale of this story, with a very pause-worthy cover. I don't know what's going on there. It's like 2 a.m. hit, couldn't sleep. And it's just I'm having fun with the series a lot. This is written by Alex Segura, art by Kian Torme, arts by Romulo Fajardo Jr., letters by Willie Schubert. This is the question being the sheriff of the Watchtower, where all the Justice League is, and all of the Omega level shenanigans are happening behind the scenes. I've been enjoying the run so far. Kind of another book that I'm a little bummed to see end because I don't think I knew this was the ending. Because I'm also an issue behind, so that doesn't help me. But I guess hey, if that's what the story is, then that's what the story is, and I'm fine with that. And I have enjoyed the ride.
I had the same experience as you, Tyler, with Challenges of the Unknown, where I didn't know it was a mini series, and so I just recently found that out, and it's like a huge bummer because that's genuinely in my top three DC books right now. I love it.
Not anymore.
Right. And so the question is suffering a similar fate, but as you said, if that's the story that they had, that's the story that they got to tell.
Well, it's kind of coincidental. It is ending, or those two books are ending right as the DC AllIn Free Comic Book Day special happens, which has some absolute stuff that might tie. I don't know. The absolute stuff is sort of loosely tying in with Justice League, and we saw like the Booster Gold recently. So I don't know. That DC seems to be planning their things specifically and for a reason, and in DC I trust right now.
Speaking of the Free Comic Book Day DC All In Absolute Universe special that is dropping this week, it's 32 pages at $0, which is my favorite price point of all time.
That's the line we should be drawing right there.
Mm.
Hell yeah. And for your money, you are getting Raphael Albuquerque interiors, which is pretty exciting. This is going to be the introduction into the Dan Slott Superman angle, and we are going to see um, the absolute universe allegedly expand, and there's going to be some Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman stuff in there. So if you are a DC head, you've got to make sure you get this one.
Not just Raphael Albuquerque, but it looks like also Giuseppe Camuncoli
Oh,
as well.
Sean always makes that face when he hears Common Coldly's name.
he's so good.
I love him, man.
So
Undiscovered Country,
yes,
good stuff.
absolutely.
I want to call out, do two quick call outs for some One World Under Doom books, if that's cool. First one I want to call out is Doom Academy. This is issue 3. Similar to MYX, I love young heroes in the Marvel Universe. And this is continuing the characters that were in Strange Academy, now branded Doom Academy, as they kind of navigate that world. It's written by Mackenzie Cadenhead, but art by Pascal Ferry, who did the really good art on Jim McKay's Doctor Strange run. And did Pascal Ferry worked on Submariner at one point too,
He's
right?
a beast.
Yeah. It's like there's no art that looks like Pascal Ferry out there. And he gets to play in a world of magic. Super fun. Like one of and there's like new kids now that they're Doom Academy. There's one kid who is the son of the head of propaganda for Doctor Doom, but he's just trying to run the paper legitimately, and nobody believes him because of who his father is. Like stupid stuff like that. I love. Son of Dormammu's in this, which is probably going to be important actually, if the One World Under Doom has anything to do with it. So I'm loving it. And then Thunderbolts Doomstrike #3. This is by the previously mentioned Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing. This is the kind of movie adjacent Thunderbolts team. It's not quite 1-to-1, but this is not typical comics Thunderbolts. This is Winter Soldier. It's Sharon Carter, who's the new Destroyer. It's who else is on this team? I think Black Widow is with them on this one too. I think Red Guardian sometimes, but it's more like the Thunderbolts movie team. But Doctor Doom in issue 1 pretty much said, "Hey, Bucky, I need you to be my secret police. I need the Thunderbolts to be my secret police." Bucky's like, "No, fuck you." So what does Doom do? He accidentally drops a satellite dish from Bucky's hometown, killing everyone.
Whoa.
Oops, it happened. I couldn't stop it in time. I was too busy. Sorry you would step to me like that, Bucky. And Bucky's pissed. And
Can't imagine why the superheroes don't want him to be in charge of the world.
Yeah, I see. That makes more justification. The Thunderbolts are doing more than the Avengers are, and it's really good. They have a real good Bucky. These guys, the way they're writing it, and this one, it looks like the original Thunderbolts took Doom's offer, and now Thunderbolts versus Thunderbolts. So we get Atlas, we get Songbird. I think Songbird is with Bucky actually. We get Moonstone, Mach 5, Fixer. Looks like Oye is in this too. From more MCUification happening there, but yeah, I'm digging it. It's fun stuff.
I'll be reading Knights #15. This book is getting an animated adaptation, and that's how it fell on my radar. I was told that it was a good book by our lovely viewers, and so I decided to give it a shot. I really enjoyed issue 14, so I'm going to continue along. It's a book about a world where magic is real, and there's sort of like a magic order, if you will, for lack of a better phrase, and they are supposed to keep excessive uses of magic under wraps, so to speak. And there's like vampires and all these different crazy kinds of things. It's very good. Luigi Formisano is the artist here, and it's so good. It's such good art, very appropriate. This is my first, I think, Wyatt Kennedy book. He's the writer on this, and it's great script for the issue 14. So I'm excited to give this another opportunity.
I'm gonna take my shot and go for a book I never in my wildest dreams would have gotten let alone for free on Free Comic Book Day. Power Rangers VR Troopers #1.
Hell yeah.
VR Troopers is probably my third favorite Bandai show, Saban show, that is like, feels like a fever dream. I can't believe we're getting a comic book with the VR Troopers. This is gonna fucking rule. Dan Mora on the cover art.
Ooh.
Cale, on the cover, are those Power Rangers or those VR Troopers?
Well, so these are the Power Rangers. These are the Power Rangers that are on Prime, the Prime book that is
Yeah,
out
the
right now.
Logan Paul drink. I got it. Yeah.
But the on the Free Comic Book Day ad on that was on the, I think it was Bleeding Cool that we used on the show today. Didn't have an official cover, so I don't know what the cover's even going to look like.
A lot of these Free Comic Book Day ones don't have final covers on it.
Wild.
We'll see.
I wonder if they just have to play that close to the chest.
Yo, there's a Speed fucking Racer Free Comic Book Day
Yeah.
issue coming.
Yeah.
Mad Cave.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Mega
Give me
Man we
that.
talked about. Let's go.
I really hope I'm able to get a Mega Man copy, because that is the book I need. Fuck the big two in this case. I need that Mega Man.
Are you picking up Free Comic Book Day Post Malone's Big Rig #1?
So glad you brought that up. No, but I do have to give Post Malone, who I don't like in any other context, some props, because he actually has shouted out the comics industry, and he shouted out where you can buy comics, how you
Wow,
can get
okay.
Big Rig. He did the due diligence that, quite frankly, we don't always see by people who are a lot more entrenched in comics than he is. So props to him for that.
I may not like his music, but for all intents and purposes, he seems like a pretty chill dude.
I thought Sean was gonna say he shouted out the comics.
Oh, I got
house.
excited. Yeah, I got
Oh.
excited.
We'd be talking about a different milestone than 5K.
Yeah, for real.
Mhm.
You know,
We
let's
got
get him
a
on the
shout out
show.
from him.
Let's have him talk about this. Talk
Sure.
about his Magic the Gathering card he bought for like $1 million.
Why not?
I'd like to talk to him about how he used black culture to become popular, and then as
Whoa!
soon as he was, switched to country.
Well, he's playing with Nirvana now, Sean.
You know what? That would be an interesting podcast.
Sure.
Unfortunately, though, one that he would not subject himself to.
Yeah, you got to drop that in the middle of the podcast. I want to do another shout out. I shouted out this book when it was Chicago, but let's talk about Godzilla versus Los Angeles #1.
Yeah.
It's another one of those who Godzilla versus a specific city where they take creators that live in that city to tell stories within it. Two big ones here. Gabriel Hardman is writing and drawing a Godzilla story, and he has the cover art on this. I knew that would pop for Sean. It's really interesting. But for me, the other one was Dave Baker will be writing and drawing some of this too. Dave Baker did Mary Tyler Moorhead, which is a big indie darling hit last year. That is a tome of a comic book. It is a thick boy. It uses multimedia. There's a lot of prose in it as well. I checked it out. I was trying to get caught up on some indie stuff for the end of the year. It was just too much for me to get done in time, but I enjoyed what I read. So seeing that mindset in a Godzilla book, sure, why not? I also just really like the idea of these books, and if they need someone to write for New York, like they have a lack of that for sure.
I have a history of writing kaiju monsters destroying cities. So if they want to hit one with Liverpool, look.
Godzilla versus Liverpool sounds like it's made for a Beatles tribute cover.
Let me tell you, Godzilla wouldn't stand a chance.
I don't think so. Yeah.
You had me at Gabriel Hardman.
Yep. His name does what it says it does.
Whoa. My last call out this week is giant size Wacky Races. #1. We were unable to get this, unfortunately, because it was delayed. And so it's not going to make the show, but that has nothing to do with my level of excitement. 40 pages. I loved Wacky Races as a kid. The cover has fucking what's her name?
Penelope Pitstop.
Thank you,
Penelope
Penelope
Pitstop.
Pitstop. And then it's also got Muxley, Muttley, excuse me, and Dick Dastardly. This is going to be exactly what you think it is, goofy and fun. And I am ready to turn my like mature quote unquote brain off and let myself completely fall in love with this. I really, really can't wait.
Dude, I looked at the interior art. It looked pretty good.
I bet.
It looks fun. And yeah, man, Penelope Pitstop drawn there is like the type of woman people went to war for. Like they know what they're doing in this one. Jeez.
Nick.
Huh. I just came across this and I'm going to shout it out just so that it can be shouted out and get attention somewhere. This is an anthology from Spain called Dream Journal #1. And it's an anthology from Spain featuring dreams drawn by 30 terrific artists. That's it, I guess. So hey, if you have access to this, please go buy it. Help out artists from Spain. I don't know. Cool.
I was too scared to scroll that far down to find it on this. I know what's down that's the Gooner section. Further down we scroll on the League of Comic Geeks.
If you do happen to buy it, let us know what you thought.
I know we're finishing up here, but I just saw something that blew my mind. Planet Death #0 is coming out next week. Do you know what this is?
No.
It is a Bad Idea comic.
Ah.
I didn't know they actually made comics. I thought it was a bit. So I'm trying to get the creative team up here without ruining the look of everything. But yeah, Bad Idea. We kind of joke about what they're doing, but this is written by Robert Venditti, and art by Derek Kolstad, and also art by Thomas Giorello, Dave Stewart on colors. Space War, big mechs. Their bad idea seems to be everyone's idea. But it's cool to see them put out books instead of pizza boxes.
I have yet to read a Bad Idea comic, and I don't even know if I've seen one.
I don't think I have. That's why I just was like, whoa, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Any other shout outs? That'll do it then. We are going to be live at 6 p.m. on Thursday talking about the books that we told you we would be talking about. But we definitely want to hear your thoughts about whatever's on your pull list, especially including the free comic book day offerings. There's no way we're going to be able to read everything. I'm not going to be able to get my hands on all this stuff. So, whatever you do get your hands on that you like and enjoy, let us know. Let people know. That way, when we go for free comic book day, we know what we should be checking out. I know that on Saturday after the show, I'm going to try to get to my shop, and all I'll be able to do is pick the bones of whatever's left, because that's how it works for me. But if you get there ahead of me, let me know what I should be looking for.
I'll do what I can.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you all for listening. We appreciate you checking this show out every single week. We've seen the numbers going up. We are very encouraged by that. And that is all thanks to you. So we appreciate that. We've got a lot of stuff coming out this week. So make sure you are with us all week long. Thank you so much. Take care.
See you next week.